be nice, reach out to people, don't oversell yourself.
Hi, I'm Jack Ringenberg, host of the nationally award-winning series The Jack Ringenberg Show. I'm also the host, director, writer, and editor of the Jack Ringenberg media documentary, The CHTV Archives. In this 3-part series, I will be exploring the stories of people who produce freelance media and learn how they got to where they are today. From Jack Ringenberg Media, this is Media Minds. Hello everyone and welcome to the show today. Today I'm joined by a very special guest. She has worked as a production assistant for ESPN and has been doing media work for several years with Ball State's Chirp and Sportslink. Over the past summer, she has had the opportunity to do video and photography work for the Carmel High School football team. Please join me in welcoming to the show today, Elyse Timpe. Hi Elyse.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yeah, is there anything that I missed in that intro that you kind of wanted to touch on?
So, breaking news, in August I got a part-time broadcasting job with the Pacers.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Other than that, you covered everything pretty good.
That's awesome. So, we're just going to start at the beginning. What first got you interested in video and photography?
So, the summer going into 5th grade, I actually did a film camp out in California because my uncle wanted me to go out, and he was like the coolest person ever to me because he lived out in California. Yeah. So I went out there, fell in love with film, and just kept going with film until I got to high school, where I joined CHTV because I couldn't join IB Film until junior year. And I was like, well, I need a video class to hold me over. And yeah.
So yeah, that's super cool. And if they have, how would programs like CHTV and Ball State Media help fuel your interest in media? Because you just touched on CHTV a little bit. Could you talk about that more?
Yeah, so CHTV, I was given the freedom to do basically whatever I wanted and just kind of let my creativity run wild. So I was able to do my series Jacob Tries, and it was just genuinely a good time because it was me and my best friend going out, doing whatever we wanted. So that definitely helped just kind of fall in love with it again. And then at Ball State, I've been able to work so many different games and be on the sidelines, which helped me fall in love with being on the sidelines, getting into sports and all of that, because I never knew that was something I liked until I was given or found Chirp and Sportslink. So those 2 programs.
Yeah, so could you talk a little bit to the people who don't know, what is Chirp and what is Sportslink?
So Chirp is the Ball State broadcast team, and we broadcast all Ball State sports. So this Sunday I actually have a field hockey broadcast, and through Chirp I can do camera, timeout coordinator, technical director, all these different positions, and you kind of rotate through them. And then Sportslink is our digital media production program. So that one is a lot more almost like customizable. So with Sportslink, I do a lot more social media stuff because that's another aspect I do want to go into. But then we also do some broadcasts, the same ones as the Chirp but instead of Chirp doing them, we do them. So we do about 12 a year for Sportslink. For Chirp we do 70 for the whole school year.
Oh wow.
And yeah, Sportslink, you can work more on like being in front of the camera and stuff like that. That's what a lot of people are in there for. That is just not me at all. So I'm able to stay behind the scenes and I'm not forced to do anything like that.
Yeah. So you recently started your production company, EMT Media. Could I ask, why did you decide to start it?
So I just kind of needed a spot to dump all my content, essentially, and kind of keep it organized. A lot of people in my program do have like their media accounts, just because it's easier for all of us to kind of promote ourselves through that, because obviously you have your professional aspect of yourself and then you have your personal side, and I don't really want all of my Instagram followers seeing what I'm doing because a lot of them don't really care. So by creating EMT Media, it gave me a spot to just basically dump all my stuff, have it all in one place, but also market myself to others. So when anyone's like, oh, well, what do you do? Or stuff like that. I can be like, oh, here's my media account. Go take a look. And it'll have all my professional stuff and not the pictures of my dog. So,
Yeah. So, you've been obviously able to do some pretty cool things. Like at the top of the show, I mentioned you worked with ESPN. So could you talk about how, with your client work, you've been, like, the cool projects you've got to do?
this was all pre-EMT Media, but I got to work 3 Monday Night Football games. And I got that connection through Sportslink. And those were, like, my favorite things ever. And that was ESPN. I've worked MAC championships for more like EMT media content. I didn't have the account yet, but like it still would go on that page if I had it. I got to work sideline for volleyball games, basketball games, and tomorrow I get to be on the sidelines for our Ball State home opener, shooting highlights. So I'm really, 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 really excited for that. So all the content will get posted on the football Instagram, but then they always let us post on our accounts after the game.
Yeah. And so what is the process of creating a client project like?
So for, like, I worked with Carmel High School football over the summer, so I wasn't allowed to post any content from the practices because Hounds HQ has the rights to that. It's a whole other thing. But through that, I made a lot of friends with the players, and some of them were like, hey, I want my pictures and stuff. I'm like, well, I technically can't give that to you, but if we do something outside of practice, I can give you that. And because I had just gotten my camera and like just kind of started building the brand, I was like, I'll do it for free. You guys can post everything. I just want credit. Like, I just want you to tag me in the post. And by doing that, I was able to gain a bunch of followers. So now my like demographic is kind of weird because it's a bunch of high school boys, which is a little weird. But I was able to post, gain the followers, and because I'm a Carmel alumni, like, it's great to have people where I'm from. And then when I got up to Ball State, I was able to start following Ball State players, and they saw that I worked like football over the summer. And then once I posted my Ball State football content, they were able to see that. So
yeah. And a big thing I know with media and creativity as a whole is inspiration. So who is someone that inspires you?
my good friend Cam Piven. I'm sorry, she's in the living room. Honestly, a bunch of different people. So on TikTok, I follow a bunch of women in sports. Who are some of my favorites? There's a girl I grew up watching. She had a YouTube channel called The Gymnastics 2, and now she works for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh wow, that's cool.
She's definitely one. Another girl, her name's Rachel Hoppemeyer. She was at the Monday Night Football game with me the day of the DeMar event, and she is actually a reporter for both the Sabres and the Bills. So she doesn't really do social media, but she's still just such a cool person to know. And I've been able to reach out to her over some things. Work-wise, like, whose work I take inspiration from, I use Skull Sparks a lot. They post a bunch of different graphics, so I'm able to get like different aspects, and I'm like, oh, I really love this text or how they did the drip off the game day, stuff like that. And then one of the guys who works for the football team, his name is Cam Clift. He's been doing the intro videos for like our jerseys and stuff like that. So I've worked with him pretty closely just to see how he does it. I'm like, where do you get your inspiration? Kind of asking the same questions.
Yeah.
So he's been a nice person to, like, almost bounce ideas off of.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone that's trying to start to do freelance media, like as a beginner?
Be nice. Reach out to people. Don't oversell yourself almost. Like, there are certain things I know I can't do. I suck at coloring, so I'm not going to be like, hey, I'll give you all these pictures, like, totally free, but then make them look bad because I don't know how to color. Like, I was always very realistic. That's why I didn't make the players pay over the summer, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just got this camera, like. So definitely, like, be nice, make those connections, though. Like, that's definitely the most important part.
Yeah. And for my final question, is there anything I haven't asked you that you would like to mention about EMT Media or anything you've done as a whole?
Follow me on emt.media to catch up on Ball State content.
Well, thank you so much, Elyse, for coming on the show today. It's been great to talk to you.
Of course. Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching this episode of Media Minds. To view more of Elyse's work, you can visit her online at tinyurl.com/EMT-media. To view more Jack Ringenberg Media content, you can visit us online at jackringenberg.com. Please consider leaving us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Additionally, if you like today's episode, please share it with someone else you think might also like today's episode. Next time on Media Minds, I will be sitting down with Max Park, founder of Max Park Media, to talk to him about the process of creating musical scores for ads, shorts, and films. That is coming up next time on Media Minds. Thank you so much for listening and have a great rest of your day.